Blazor Prerendering. In this video, we'll look at Blazor Prerendering, what it is and how to enable and disable it. In a nutshell, with pre-rendering, the server first generates a static page. Any interactive elements, like buttons for example, will not work. Also, any injected objects or data is not yet available. Then, once connected to the Blazor runtime, the fully interactive page with its injected objects or data is loaded. This is where you'll see that common flash between steps 1 and 2. If we were to deactivate pre-rendering, then where the static page would have rendered, only a blank page is shown until the fully functional page is ready to be rendered. We'll look at examples of both active and inactive pre-rendering, and also how to create that iconic spinner while waiting for a page to load. So what happens with pre-rendering? First, on the initial request, a static page is rendered, which may look complete, but there's no interactivity, so any buttons, for example, won't work. But the SEO or search engine can index the page. Next, if it hasn't done so before, it will download the Blazor runtime and connect to it. Lastly, interactivity is attached, such as event handlers, data binding, and dynamic updates. The page now becomes alive. Before we jump into the examples, let's look at some of the pros and cons of pre-rendering. It has a faster perceived load time. Users will see the page before it's ready for interaction. Search engines can immediately index the page for discoverability. And of course, it gives the user a better experience by avoiding a blank page while the full page is being generated. On the flip side, scoped services are not available in the pre-rendered state. Elements like buttons are not immediately functional. And there's some complexity when using pre-rendering with a mix of server and WebAssembly components. For our demos, we'll use the standard Blazor web app. We'll be using .NET 9, but we'll show the comparative statements for those of you on .NET 10. For interactivity, we'll use the server render mode. In the weather page of the default template, we see the stream rendering attribute being demonstrated. On a side note, stream rendering will display elements or components of a page as they become available. We'll change that to interactive server render mode. Now, by default, pre-rendering is always enabled for all your components. Let's run this and see what pre-rendering does. We've slowed this down a bit so you can see the pre-rendered weather forecast data flash before displaying the actual weather forecast data. To disable pre-rendering for this page or component, we need to pass an instance of the render mode and set its pre-render parameter to false. But since pre-render is the default parameter, we can simply just pass false to it like this. Now, when we run it, you'll notice there's no more pre-rendered components flashing on the page. As a bonus, let's look at how to add a loading spinner to our page. We want to create a reusable spinner, so we added another Razor component and called it Loader. It will have one div in it that displays the graphic spinner and the words "Loading, please wait" beneath it. The spinner itself we can create with CSS. The first part of the CSS is a class to simply center the spinner on our page. The second part is the actual spinner, which is just a rounded box. The last part is the animation keyframes. In the weather page, we replace the loading paragraph with our new loader component. And just to see it actually spinning, we increase the delay to 3 seconds. Thank you for watching our video. For more tutorials on C#, hit subscribe and click the reminder. Give us a like so the video can be visible to more people.